Hey guys, CryptoDad here, and today I'm going to show you how to migrate all of your crypto assets off a Ledger-based hardware wallet onto a Trezor-based hardware wallet. So let's get started. So welcome everyone, my name is CryptoDad. I'm your go-to source for how-to video tutorials on using cryptocurrency and crypto wallets. So I've had a lot of people request that I do a video on how to migrate your assets over from a Ledger device to a Trezor device. So let's jump into this. Now, before we do this, you are going to need to get out your 24-word recovery phrase for your current Ledger device. You should have had it written down on one of their little cards, or maybe you wrote it on a piece of paper, or you have it saved in something metal like a crypto tag or an Elipal phrase steel. Right? Either way, you should have that device around. And if you don't, then maybe you do need that Ledger Recover service if you've misplaced it. But you are going to need access to that, so have that ready. All right, we'll go ahead and connect our device. All right, and like I said, I have a reset device. You may be using a brand new device. But the first thing they ask you to do is go to trezor.io/start. All right, so we'll just type that in there. We'll hit enter. All right, and they're basically directing you to download the latest version of the Trezor suite. All right, you'll just download that, drop it in your downloads folder or wherever you want to drop it, and open up your downloads folder and just go ahead and run that installer. All right, and when you're finished, you can go ahead and run the Trezor suite. All right, it's going to detect the device that we have connected and sense that it is a brand new device and that it needs to be set up, right? So we'll just click this button. I'll skip the firmware update. You can go ahead and run that if you want to. And we get to this point here. Now, we don't want to create a new wallet in this case, although some of you might, right? If you do the create new wallet step, you'll basically be given a seed phrase, which you'll need to write down, and you'll get the device initialized and set up and get it ready for transfers over from your other wallet. But what I want to demonstrate is the easiest and cheapest way to do this, which is use the recovery feature and do a recovery using your Ledger 24-word recovery phrase. So we'll click Start Recover, and then we'll move back over to the device. All right, and once we get over to the device, you'll see that it's asking us to confirm that we want to recover a wallet. So we'll tap that little plus there. Okay, we're in recovery mode. Now, here is the trick. A Trezor device normally initializes with a 12-word recovery phrase, but the Ledger phrase is 24 words. So you want to make sure that you choose 24 words when we do this restore. So we'll tap on this select, and there's our choices, right? So just make sure you choose 24, and we're ready to go. Now it wants us to enter the seed, and we'll start spelling out the words. Basically, you find the key where your letter is, and if it's the second letter you need, then you just tap the key twice to get the second letter. If it's the third letter, you tap it 3 times. Just do it quickly, and you'll see your letter appear. For example, my first word is total, so I'll go down here to STU. I'll hit that button twice to get the T. Right, and then my next one is O, which is the third letter on this key, so I'll hit it 3 times. All right, and then the next one is another T, so I'll go down here and hit this button twice. Right, and then my word appears. Right, that's the word that I wrote down on my sheet, so I can simply tap that. Right, and there's my word. All right, so I've written my first word. Now it tells me to write my second word. My second word is track, so I'll do the same thing down here. I'll hit the button here twice for my T. And then I need the R, so I'm going to have to hit this button 3 times. There's my R. And now I can see that my word is showing, and so I can just tap it. All right, so there's my word, and I'll just tap it again. All right, so just proceed through this process until you have all 24 words typed in. Now, if you haven't finished typing in your word and you see that green check, you can continue to type in your word. So my third word is owner. I'll just go ahead and type in the next letter, which is E. All right, so you can see there that even if you see that green tag, don't panic, just continue to type your word. All right, and when you get to that last word after you've typed it in, it will say you've successfully recovered your wallet. You'll hit continue here. And then you'll need to set up a PIN. All right, when you get to this point here, you'll just hit continue. And it's going to ask you to set up your PIN. Go ahead and check that, and then just type in a PIN of your own choosing. Hit the check, and it wants you to enter it twice. All right, and if you successfully entered it twice, we'll hit continue here. Now you've got your PIN set, you can just hit continue, and now you're at this screen here. Now notice there that it sees some coins that are already on the wallet, ticks them off, right? And just go ahead and hit complete setup. You can edit the name of the device if you want to. It's generally called My Trezor, but you could call it something like Ledger Recover. At least for now. You can always change it later if you want to, just so you'll know what it is, right? And then you'll have to confirm that name change on the device if you do rename it. All right, you'll just hit that. And then you're back here and you'll hit Access Suite, and you'll choose the standard wallet, right? Now, if you had a passphrase on your Ledger device, you can enter it here. This is the area where you would access any configurations that you had hidden behind a passphrase. But in today's case, we're just dealing with the standard wallet. And give it a couple of minutes to sync up. All right, and so now you're finished. All of the assets that you had access to on your older Ledger Nano X are now accessible from your Trezor device, right? And you didn't have to pay any transfer fees because they're still basically in the same wallet. You've just switched devices. At this point, you probably still have your old Ledger device. You can hang on to it. If you were worried about the vulnerabilities of the firmware update, you simply you can just drop it in a drawer and never connect it again, right? It can't export anything if it's not connected. If you are, just done with the device, you can destroy it if that's what you want to do, or you can simply reset it by entering the PIN incorrectly 3 times, however you want to do it, all right? If you just want to migrate completely off, all right? So when you do a recover from an existing seed phrase, the old wallet will still exist, right, until you do something about it. Now they're basically just mirror devices, right? They both access the same wallets. Your migration is now complete. Now, there are some issues that you're going to have to deal with. The major issue is that not every crypto supported on a Ledger device in Ledger Live is supported on a Trezor device. So you're going to have to deal with that. In that sense, the migration is not going to be a complete solution for you if you have some crypto on your Ledger Nano X that are not compatible with the Trezor device. Now, I will let you know that if you use MetaMask, you can import your Trezor into your MetaMask account. So just go up here to the accounts and choose Connect Hardware Wallet and choose Trezor. Hit continue. You'll go ahead and allow this export of your public key. And since we're using the standard configuration without a passphrase, we don't need to enter any password. We'll just hit enter. Right, you'll just tick off your Ethereum account, choose unlock, And now you have access to all of your ERC20 tokens. Now you can see those over in Trezor Suite, right? Right? But the reason I'm showing you MetaMask is perhaps you had alternate chains like Polygon. If you had Polygon on your Ledger device, you can see those on your Trezor through MetaMask, right? So that helps with maybe some of those other alternate chains. Also Avalanche as well, right? So if you had any Avalanche on your Ledger device, you'll be able to access those using MetaMask. MetaMask is not going to solve all of your problems if you had altcoins on your Ledger device. So if you do have a lot of altcoins over on your Ledger device that aren't supported on Trezor, this might not be the solution for you. If the only coins you had were Bitcoin and Ethereum and various ERC20 tokens, or coins that are natively supported in Trezor Suite, then you're done and you can breathe that sigh of relief. So suppose you don't trust your 24-word recovery phrase from your Ledger device. I think the chances of your 24-word recovery phrase being compromised are extremely low, but there are some people out there that are worried about that. And so in that case, you wouldn't migrate your seed phrase. You would do the way that's a little more expensive and a little more time-consuming and complicated, which is transferring all of your cryptos from your Ledger device to your Trezor device one by one. So I am going to just do a quick demo on how you would go about doing a transfer. In this case, you'll use a standalone Trezor device, right? You'll have one that's already initialized, you may have had laying around, or you ran out and bought a new one, and instead of doing the restore, you set it up as brand new with a brand new seed phrase for your Trezor device. If that's the case, then just go ahead and connect it, and then enter your configuration. Now, if you're using a standard wallet, just click standard. If you want a configuration that's behind a passphrase, then you would enter that here. If you enter a passphrase and then store some crypto in there, you want to make sure that when you go back, you'll enter the same passphrase again each time. Passphrases are very tricky and very unforgiving. If you forget your passphrase, you will lose access to your crypto. So if you're not sure of what you're doing, I would recommend just using a standard wallet. But if you want to be super secure, you can use a hidden wallet. Just don't forget your passphrase. All right, so we've got the standard account open in Trezor Suite. Now all we need to do is launch Ledger Live. Now, since we're going to be transferring crypto off the device, we will need to have the device connected. So if you only have one USB port or one USB cable, then you are going to have to disconnect and reconnect during this process. I have more than one, so I'll just go ahead and connect my Ledger device to a secondary cable. I can have them both connected at the same time. It won't affect anything, and it's not going to leak any data in between the two of them. They're both totally secure hardware devices. So go ahead and enter the PIN on your Ledger device, and you're going to be transferring from Ledger to Trezor. So you'll start with getting the address from your Trezor. Just like if someone wants to mail you a check, their first question is, what's your address? So you'll start there, right? We'll go to our Bitcoin wallet over in Trezor. We'll do receive, and then we can hit show full address, right? And you're going to need to confirm on the device. All right, so you'll go ahead and confirm on your Trezor device. That will reveal the full address to you, and you can go ahead and hit copy address. Now we're going to go over into Ledger Live, and we'll go to our Bitcoin account, where we've got a little bit of Bitcoin, and then we'll do a send, and we'll paste in the Bitcoin address from our Trezor Suite. We'll hit continue. If you're migrating it all off, you can use send max, and that will autofill the maximum amount of Bitcoin along with the blockchain fees, right? You're going wallet to wallet, but there are still blockchain fees. See, this one is going to cost me $2.43. That's why I recommended the seed phrase import first, because you don't pay any transfer fees. You're basically just migrating your entire wallet over to a different device, right? You haven't really transferred the crypto anywhere. Crypto's out there on the blockchain. But when you do this transfer method, you will be getting hit with transfer fees. So keep that in mind when you make your choice, how you want to do this. I'll hit continue here. All right, like I said, I have my Ledger device connected. We'll hit continue. All right, so you'll need to open the Bitcoin app on your Ledger. This is your outgoing transaction. This is you signing your key, right? So you'll use the right button to navigate through all of this until you get to the approve. This is what you're going to see on your screen. Then go ahead and click both buttons for the outgoing transaction. You'll also have to confirm your blockchain fees. All right, so you'll hit both buttons for that. All right, and then over here on the screen, you'll see that the transaction went out. You can view the details. Over here on the side, here's our Bitcoin amount. Here it is in dollars, and here's that Bitcoin fee along with the dollar amount of that. All right, and then that's it. You've sent your Bitcoin out. As you can see, I haven't done my firmware update yet. All right, and then you can go back over to Trezor Suite and wait for that Bitcoin to come in. It looks like it's already arrived. All right, you can see that the Bitcoin just came in. And if you want to switch from Satoshis to Bitcoin, you can just click if you want to. If you'd rather look at it as a fraction of a Bitcoin, or if you'd rather look at it as Satoshis. Either way. All right, so that's it. We transferred the Bitcoin from Ledger to Trezor. I'll go ahead and do one more for you. We'll do some ERC20 tokens and some Ethereum, right? Now, what you need to remember when you're emptying out an Ethereum wallet is that you need to leave some Ethereum in there to pay your transfer fees. So what you don't want to do is send out all of the Ethereum before you have emptied out your ERC20 tokens, because then you'll have a zero balance of Ethereum and no fees to pay for your ERC20 token transfers. So you will start with your ERC20 tokens, right? And like I said, this is going to be tedious. And every time you make a token transfer, it's going to cost you some Ethereum fees for each one of these, right? There's no way to just do a mass transfer of ERC20 tokens. So you really want to decide whether or not you trust that seed phrase, right? Like I said, I don't think there's an issue with existing seed phrases. But there's no way we can know for sure. So it's up to you whether you want to start fresh or not. But it's going to cost you quite a bit in transfer fees to be super safe, right? Like, make your own decision, all right? So I'll just do one ERC20 token transfer. I'll do this wild. Right, now, just like we did last time, we need to go over to Trezor and go over to our Ethereum account. And we can switch over here to tokens. You'll do a receive and then hit show full address. Once again, you'll need to confirm on the device. This is just a confirmation of that receiving address, right? You'll just tap here. Go back over here. You can copy that address into your clipboard. That is your Ethereum address for your Trezor. And it is also the same address you would use for all of your ERC20 tokens, right? All you have to do is send them to the Ethereum address, and the wallet will know which token it is, right? So let's go ahead over here and click send. We'll paste in the address of our Trezor wallet. We'll hit continue, and we'll go ahead and send max. And look, we're getting charged $12.69 in Ethereum fees for this transfer, right? Now you can go down lower if you want, which will take it longer, but you'll notice there we're only saving 8 cents by doing this, right? I prefer to just stick with the medium. Now, also you can mitigate these fees by doing this at off-peak times. So the Ethereum network has higher fees when there's times of higher activity. So if you want to wait and do this late at night or early in the morning, you'll probably have lower fees. So just keep that in mind. So I'll hit continue here. All right, and I'm going to need to open up my Ethereum app. And I'll need to authorize this outgoing transaction, right? It says review transaction. We'll just click the right button. There's the amount we're sending. There's the address we're sending to. There's the Ethereum fees that we're going to need to pay. And then accept and send, click both buttons, and off it goes. All right, and there you go. I sent it out. Notice my ETH balance went down, right? All right, and you can see over here that the ERC20 token I just transferred has arrived in the wallet. All right, you'll see the balance is 0 there. So that's what you'll have to do. You'll have to go down the list. I don't know how many ERC20 tokens you have, but I have several. All right, and then once you've transferred all your ERC20 tokens over, you can empty out the Ethereum wallet if there's any left, right? I should also point out that you cannot see NFTs in Trezor Suite as you can in Ledger, right? So in Ledger, you can see your NFTs. In Trezor, you can't. You can simply transfer your NFTs just like you would an ERC20 token. Just click on the NFT, do a send, paste in the address of your Trezor wallet, and click continue just like you would an ERC20 token. You're not going to see those NFTs in Trezor Suite. You will be able to view them using MetaMask if you want to do that. So basically, you'll just click the portfolio here, and you can switch over to NFTs in MetaMask, right? And then you'll be able to see the NFTs, right? This is that mirror wallet that we set up in the beginning. As you'll notice, all the NFTs are right there where they would be over in all the same NFTs you can see in Ledger Live. You can view on your Trezor device over here in MetaMask, right? All right, so I showed you a couple of ways to migrate all of your wallets from a Ledger Nano X into a Trezor T. As I mentioned, the migration of your seed phrase is the cheapest and most convenient way to do this. You get everything done in one fell swoop. And I really don't think you should be mistrustful of your Ledger seed phrase. There has never been any problem with the Ledger seed phrase in the past. You trusted them for years. Simply because they added some new functionality does not make them criminals that have been sucking your seed phrase out of your device since day one. Right? I think that's an overreaction to this, to think that for some reason now your seed phrase is tainted. But like I said, there's a lot of hysterics out there. There's a lot of people that are freaked out and they don't trust their seed phrase anymore. So now, if all you had was a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum, it's not such a big deal. Just move it over to your Trezor. If you want to start fresh, no big deal. But if you've got a lot of tokens, you might want to seriously think about simply using the migration method. I think it's perfectly safe. So if you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.